Good morning, drumheads. Little drummer boy here, and today I'm going to do a trucker tale on. It's going to be called Iron Maiden, 5 hour energy drinks, and night shift. Back in 2011, I was driving for Salem Carriers on a dedicated route for Freightliner, and there goes a Mack garbage truck by. Anyway, I was driving for Salem Carriers out of Conover, North Carolina. Well, that's where my domicile was. They're based out of Winston. But anyway, and had a night shift job dedicated to the Freightliner plants here in the region. All the uh, all the big Freightliner trucks on the East Coast are built in Cleveland, North Carolina, just outside of Statesville, and all the smaller trucks like the straight trucks and the more utility type trucks are built in Mount Holly, just out on the Catawba River, just outside of Charlotte. And the school buses, because you see Freightliner, Mercedes-Benz, Daimler Freightliner, they bought out Thomas buses too, which Thomas school bus bodies, it was in High Point, North Carolina. So Freightliner bought them out, and so they build the chassis in Gaffney, South Carolina, and then they ship the chassis up to High Point and put the school bus bodies on them. And so all around here, you have all these suppliers, like the hoods and air dams come from MFG in Morganton. The bumpers come from Mount Airy, the real Mayberry, Andy Griffith's hometown. The dashes come from Canton, way up in the mountains past Asheville. The drive lines come from Arvin Meditor in York, South Carolina, just south of Gastonia. And let's see, I'm trying to think what else. The engines, of course, come from Detroit, the Detroit area, and then they have a warehouse for the drive lines, the engines, the transmissions, clutches, etc., in Troutman, North Carolina, just outside of Statesville. Oh, and the seats would come from Statesville. I don't think they do at this. It's a different company there now, but I would pick up seats at Statesville, just 10 miles away, from the plant. And what else? Seats, tires. They had a big tire warehouse in Statesville, and all the tires for the Freightliner plant would come from there. I picked up bands for fuel tanks in Lincoln, North Carolina. Oh, all the cab panels come from Drive Automotive in Greenville, South Carolina. And it was interesting. You would go in there, that place was huge, and you would see BMW doors or BMW hoods, Ford doors, and Freightliner cab panels all in racks next to each other because, there's a big BMW plant down in Greer. And so you would have all these different car parts coming from one supplier, car and truck parts. And let me tell you, I can tell you, they always call Freightliner the efficient machine. Yeah, they're lightweight. It's all about fuel mileage because a whole load of cab panels was only 15,000 pounds, y'all. The truck companies, and I mean the companies that build the trucks, they don't care about driver safety. They care about one thing, and that is getting it down the road with the highest fuel mileage they can get. I mean, you're basically driving a tin can. But that's the way it is, because fuel mileage is everything in trucking. But anyway, what I want to talk about. So I was doing this job on night shift, and I was hauling the parts to the Freightliner plant. Man, it would make me, this was during the war was hot on too, and it would make me feel so proud. You driving the Freightliner plant, and there would be a whole lot of, hundreds of sand-colored Freightliners getting ready to go to the desert now. Obama being the traitor that he is, he probably left them over there for ISIS because he pretty much abandoned all our equipment in the desert. But I'm not meaning to get political with this speech, but it made me feel real proud to help build the Army trucks. I've hauled axles that were sand-colored before, But anyway, so I was on night shift for a large part of that time that I was with Salem. And I'm good till about midnight or 2 in the morning. I'm a night owl anyway. But after that, you get real sleepy. And you guys that don't drive trucks, watch out for trucks early in the morning, the wee hours of the morning, right around dusk, because that is, and studies show that's the most dangerous time for trucks and to be around trucks. Either they've been driving all night or they got up at 2 or 3 a.m. and started out. So truck drivers are super sleepy around dawn. And the sunshine itself, which just came out here in North Carolina, by the way, the sunshine itself is like a stimulant, like a drug. It's amazing. I have been zoned out so many times and didn't think I could go on any further. And then the sun comes up and it's like, you're wide awake. Or, I mean, it's literally a day and night difference. It's amazing just the effect that the sun has on you being woke, as they say. But anyway, so how did I get through night shift? Because there were times, when I would be zoning out and like crossing the dotted line on the interstate, but nobody was around because it's the middle of the night. I also saw a lot of drunk drivers then too, because there's more of that at night. But I got through night shift by Iron Maiden. A friend of mine had burned the Iron Maiden CD for me, and Iron Maiden is, and I listen to a lot of old school heavy metal, but Iron Maiden is the only group that I could listen to, and their music acted as a drug. I could stay awake as long as I was listening to Iron Maiden. And I also used 5-hour energy drinks. I never drank coffee until I started on that job. And then I started drinking the Monster coffees, but they wouldn't keep me awake but like an hour or so. So I'm like, well, I got a 10-hour shift basically, so I'm going to do 2 5-hour energy drinks. And that worked pretty well. Drink one every 5 hours, and people would say, those aren't good for you. I'm like, well, neither is crashing a truck. Anyway, y'all, this has been my, I don't think there's anything I want to add to it. This has been my trucker tale about night shift, Iron Maiden, 5-hour energy drinks. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you would, if you enjoy my content, and I hope you do. I hope y'all have a blessed day and a Merry Christmas. It's only, 12 days away. So anyway, have a good one. Bye.